Guldtand. Guldtand. Det cash och det flash och det guldtand. En podcast ni inte kan vara utan. Det cash och det flash och det guldtand. En podcast ni inte kan vara utan. Guldtand.
Välkomna tillbaka till Guldtands Podcast. Hoppas ni har det bra där ute. Idag ska vi kicka vidare med Jenna Jameson här i Guldtands Podcast. Det är som vanligt en podtube. Ni kan lyssna där poddar finns på Spotify och liknande. Då ser ni oss inte. Men ni kan också studsa in på YouTube-kanalen Guldtands Podcast och kolla live på oss där. Det är fett. Kolla på mig hur nervös jag är när jag gör en intervjun där inne. Det kan bli roligt det med. Intervjun gick för övrigt jävligt bra och ni kommer märka slutklämmen idag. Och delar hon med sig av en hemlighet idag som är... Ja, jag blev chockad själv när jag hörde den. Jag skrattar när jag hörde det, men det är chockande. Det handlar om en av hennes före detta pojkvänner, Marilyn Manson. En hårdrockare från USA som hade lite önskemål som han ville göra med henne. Det ska vi gå igenom idag. På onsdagar 06.00 då släpper vi Fy skäms podcast, det vet ni, med mig och Cammy Rosensköld. Vi finns också där poddar finns. In och lyssna där om ni känner att ni vill höra mer om mig, till exempel under veckorna. Annars är det som vanligt att Guldtands Podcast släpps alltid på måndagar 06.00, helt enkelt. Men nu kickar vi vidare med Jenna Jameson i Guldtands Podcast. We talk about it a little bit, OnlyFans. When you were known as the porn queen of the DVD area, how does it feel to see a new generation of women in porn becoming their own entrepreneurs, thought platforms like OnlyFans?
When I first saw the explosion of OnlyFans, it worried me because I was like, this really makes it very easy for very young girls to produce adult content right out of their own home. And it's fast, amazing money. And I was worried. Then I started watching at some of this beautiful content these girls were making, like it just killing it. And I was like, listen, I'm all for it. I like watching the adult industry morph into something better, more it's geared towards the creator instead of men producing the porn and taking all the money from the performers. This kind of takes out the middleman, and I like that. Whenever I'm asked about OnlyFans, my first thing is for these creators, I want them to think about the future, whether or not they want to explain what they did to their children.
Okay.
And whether you do or not, listen, I have kids and I have to explain to them once they're old enough who their mom is. And I want young performers to understand that they'll have to do the same thing.
Yeah. Do you think in the States, the porn industry, it's like all men there, you describe them like pimps, or they take all the money from the work?
Oh, like suitcase pimps?
Yeah.
That's what I call them. Yeah. I think they still exist. But I think women they're hip to it. They understand that you don't need a man when it comes to any of this kind of thing. You don't need it. Now you can produce your own content and cut out the middleman. So yeah, rely on yourself. Don't ever rely on a man.
Yeah.
No offense.
No, it's okay. Is it good for feminists that women can now take control of their own content, or is that just illusion?
No, I think it's very good for women that they don't have to rely on anything man-made, really, But I've always preached this from the time before OnlyFans. I told girls that were in my industry to negotiate their own contracts. Make sure that you're not giving up a percentage of the money that you're making to a man that is just sitting in some office and you're out doing the work. So this is not new for me. There, back in the industry in my days, a lot of girls had agents, and I'm just like, why? You don't need a man to negotiate a contract and take 22%. It just doesn't make sense. But I think a lot of women nowadays they understand that.
Yeah.
I've been preaching that for like 25 years. You don't need a man.
Okay, yeah. That sounds good. If you were standing out today, would you take full control of your own content, or do you think it's better and safer to work with the major production companies like you did back then? Now I not mean the small guys, these suit pimps. Yeah. I mean the big,
No, that's a really good question. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. I think it depends on the situation, but I'm not sure. I haven't really thought about it.
Okay, that's a good.
I don't
question.
like to speak on things I don't know.
Okay, nice. How has the adult industry changed since the time you started, you think?
Well, I've been out of the loop for a really long time. So the only time I interact with anybody in the adult industry is I sometimes do signings at conventions, like I do a few a year. And I talk to some of the girls, and most of the girls in the industry now are producing their own content, doing everything on their own. So it's just a very different world now. I don't think there's really any big porn companies like there were back in the day, in my day, where they made big productions. Now it's just like couples that are producing content and have huge followings. I mean, some of these married couples online are making multi millions. It's wild. I wish they had that technology back in my day, because I would have been able to produce the most beautiful content. I just don't have it in me anymore to do it. And I still get offers from big companies like OnlyFans. And I can't do it anymore. I'm too old. I'm 51 years old.
So money doesn't care here. You say no always?
No, I was offered millions about a year and a half ago. Millions. And I said no. I can't. My kids are getting too big, and I think I like the idea of people thinking back and remembering Jenna Jameson a certain way. Yeah. I don't want to ruin that by being a 50-year-old woman with my legs in the air. It's right. I think it would be weird.
Yeah, maybe. If Jenna Jameson from 1998 could meet Jenna Jameson in 2025, what do you think they would say to each other?
You made it.
Yeah.
And you're still alive and you're happy. That's awesome. If I could go back and give advice to the younger me, I would tell that girl to focus more on work and less on relationships. Relationships always got me in trouble, and I think at the height of my career, I ended up in a relationship with a person that didn't want me to be in the industry anymore. And I quit for that person. So if I could go back, I would tell me to listen to my heart and do what I want and not put a relationship before business.
Okay, then I understand. Reflections and change. Over the years, how has your relationships to fame and identity evolved?
Uh, I don't know. I've always kind of kept a pretty level head when it comes to um being famous. When I walk around and people recognize me and ask for pictures, I'm always very accommodating. And I remember my dad used to tell me that, like, always be as kind as you can to everyone because they are going to remember that. So whenever I meet people that know who I am, I always like take time to talk to them and, have like a cute little conversation and, thank them for being a fan. So, yeah, I mean, I love my journey. I love how I've changed and what the industry has done for me, not just monetarily, but um mentally. I've it the industry really turned me into a very strong woman that's capable of anything. I mean, it turned me into an author and a loving friend, a kind person, and a good businesswoman. So
Mm.
I'm very proud of what I've done and who I've become.
Okay, nice. What's the one thing people still misunderstands about you after all these years?
Oh, wow. I think people always expect me to be overtly sexual. And I'm not. I'm very demure. And I'm just like a funny girl next door. So I think that people think that my whole life is sex. So, like, when I do conventions or whatever, girls will come up to me and they'll be like, "Oh my God, Jenna, you've got to teach me how to give a blowjob." And I'm like, "What? No, no, like no." But it comes with who I am, and people are very. There are no boundaries when it comes to the things that people DM me. The people like, I'll be out on the street and women will be like, "You're the first girl I masturbated to." And I'm
Yeah.
just like, I don't even know what to say back to that. Like, thanks?
Yeah.
I guess thanks. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
it's just a very strange life. It really is strange. When I like really kind of remove myself and look back at it, I'm just like, wow, I can't believe I have moved through so many different phases. It's pretty cool.
yeah, it's respect. There's been a lot of written in European media describing you as a feminist role model. What's your own view on feminism, and would you describe yourself as a feminist?
I am absolutely a feminist. And I think that I um encompassed that for many, many, many years, especially once my book came out. People realized where I came from, how I conquered so many different things, and how I was always very powerful in my femininity. So I never allowed men to tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And people look at that like, wow, that's like ultimate feminism. Like I wanted to feel empowered, but also feel in control of my own body. I never allowed anybody to tell me what I should do with my body. And it's funny there were a lot of times where I'd sit back and I'd be like, all these men are the ones that are buying my movies. but they're the ones that are very quick to call me names and look down upon me. But they're the ones funding this beautiful lifestyle I have and the Lamborghini that I own. So I think that now a lot of men look at me like, wow, this woman, she's a powerhouse. And it's kind of a good gut check for men that, you can be beautiful, be sexual, and also be smart and powerful. So to
Yeah.
me, that is feminism.
Yeah. So you think it's the man who has bring you into be a feminist?
Yes, men. I think the world really. I mean, heavy on the men for sure, because men have always judged me. The craziest part is that women have always embraced me. They've always told me, wow, Jenna, you've changed things for women. I feel like I can be sexy and be taken seriously because of watching you on Oprah and watching you write a best-selling book. But men are a lot of men say to me, you'll never be marriage material. And I just don't understand that way of thinking. So they want you to be a whore in the bedroom, but a saint in the streets. And hate to tell you guys, it's better to be able to mix the two.
Yeah, that's correct. But I have always loved you, so I'm a good guy.
You are a good guy. I can tell you have sweetness in your eyes.
Yeah, thank you. What do you? Hey, would you do anything different today if you had the chance to start over?
I get asked that question a lot. What would you do differently, if anything? And I mean, there have been very low lows in my life, but I wouldn't change them because they have built me into an absolute warrior. I love who I am and what I've created, and I know that it's fortified me to be able to be an older woman that's sure of herself and confident and a loving person. So no, I don't think I would change anything at all.
Nice. That's because you're proud of your life. It's good.
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
You've spoken openly about identifying as a lesbian today. How has that journey shaped your understanding of love and connections?
I've always had trouble with fitting into one certain sexuality. Obviously, I've always loved women. That's like my base. I just feel correct with a woman. Not to say that I didn't have great boyfriends, great husbands. I did. But being a lesbian for me, it just feels right. It just feels right. I'm happiest. I feel the most productive and loving that way. I've noticed that when I've tried to conform to being straight, I'm just not a happy person. And I can be hell on wheels. So I finally have kind of settled into being gay, and I've never been happier.
Nice. Do you think the emotional connections change how people experience intimacy?
Do I think that emotional connection changes? Yeah, I think so. I built a career on, exchanges without any emotional connection. And there's a huge difference between making love to my partner and 20 years ago having sex with someone on film. Like it's night and day. There's no comparison. A lot of people, I hate to say it, but that movies are fake. Like there's no intimacy. There's no, literally, just break it down for you. In a sex scene in a movie, you have to do one position for like a minute and a half. And then the director says, cut. They have to move the camera, get a different angle, and then you have to do that over. So it's not like there's ever any rhythm to it. So it's not like actually making love. So, yeah, there's nothing real about movies. So yeah, I like the emotional connection at home for
Yeah.
sure.
But
Much more fun.
yeah, how long have you been with girls now?
Well, okay, so my sexual identity has been morphing for a very long time. When I was young, my first partner was a girl when I was in high school, and I felt like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. This is so cool. She's my best friend, and I'm in love with her. Then I decided, oh, I want to have kids, and I was like, okay, I got to try to be with a boy, and it worked out. I mean, kind of, but once I realized that that is shortchanging me and my partner by being with someone that I'm not incredibly attracted to, it's doing a disservice. So I decided, I was like, listen, I'm gonna lean into my lesbianism and see where it takes me. And I have never been happier because I just feel like I'm living the life I'm meant to live, if that makes sense.
Yeah, this makes sense.
Yeah.
You've dated both public figures and private individuals. How different are those relationships?
Well, I mean, obviously, very public figures, it was stressful because there was a lot of, paparazzi and things like that. But it was nice because they understood being famous and they understood all the ins and outs and the things that you have to do. And that was a good thing. But I prefer normal, like a everyday person, because there's never any outside influence. I've noticed, like, when I dated rock stars, it was like always about like, okay, let's go out and, you wear this and let's get caught kissing in the alley and stuff like, and it's just like, I don't know. I'm just not that person.
Yeah.
So I tried it for a while and it was exhausting. So I love my partner. She's very, uh, how would I put it? She is very not, she's normal, but she understands who I am and why I am the way I am. She's very emotionally secure, and I love that. So to answer your question, I like a private, normal relationship. I don't like the spotlight. And I know that shocks some people, but I don't like the spotlight.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Have you ever been approached by celebrities behind the scenes offering you unusual or unexpected things?
Yes. Um, I mean, I wrote about some things in my book. I don't ever like to out celebrities unless they're rude. And every once in a while, I'll come across a celebrity that's not very nice and speaks down to women. And I wrote about them. And I would go on Howard Stern and out them. But other than that, most people are very kind, and nowadays it's not that big of a deal. Back in the day, like, I dated Marilyn Manson, and the things that man would say to me, I had to break up with him. I broke up with him because he said he fantasized about setting me on fire.
Holy
I
damn.
I mean, it's kind of fitting. It's Marilyn Manson, but I couldn't get around that.
Oh, totally understand that. What do you enjoy doing most in your free time these days now when you have stopped with the movies?
Well, I write a lot, and I'm working on the follow-up to my memoir. My autobiography was so successful, and it was released in 2008. So I've lived a long time since then. So I think a lot of people out there want a follow-up. They want to know what's happened in my life since the book let off. So I've been working on that. And I am just happily in a good relationship. I have found God. My faith is incredibly strong, and it just feels like a new sense of self. So yeah, life is really beautiful.
Lovely to hear that. What does happiness mean to you now compared to when you were at the height of your fame?
Wow, that is a good question.
Smoking? Or
Yeah, I vape. Happiness when I was younger, I equated comfortability, like money wise. I was like, I have to live in a big mansion. I have to be driving a Ferrari. Um, those kind of things. That's what I equated with happiness for a very long time in my younger years. Now, I like stability. I like knowing that I have a person I can depend on that loves me, doesn't want anything from me other than my love and support. That's it. That to me is being truly rich, having a good circle of friends, and just living good, pure life,
Ah,
if that makes sense. Like I don't think about ever going to the clubs and, getting dressed up and wearing heels and that like I just don't. I've done that for so long. Now my idea of fun is gaming. God,
yeah.
oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm telling people this, but yes, I love to game.
Which
I
game?
cook a lot. I'm just like a totally normal girl.
Well, but which game you play?
Right now we're doing like world building. So, what's the name of that game that we're playing, baby? Kingdom Come Deliverance. That sounds so dirty.
Yeah, that does
Kingdom
sound
Come
good.
Deliverance. Yeah. So we've been doing that. We just finished it. So, what did we start last night?
The remastered of Skyrim.
Oh, the remastered Skyrim. We've been playing, and we played all through The Witcher. That was good. That's my favorite, The Witcher.
Nice. I will invite you to our Fortnite team so you can start playing Fortnite with us. That would be great.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
I want to do that because, my kids play Fortnite, and I feel like I'd be really good at it.
Yeah.
So Invite me,
thank you.
please.
Yeah, of course. The last questions, and for this interview, what do you wish more people truly know and understand about you?
Oh. Um, I always think that I want people to know the real me, that I'm nice and that I'm kind, and I hope the best for everyone. And if you ever see me out, come up and say hi. Um, and that I'm just like a normal person. And if you see me, talk to me. That's it.
Good. That's really good. A really good end for this interview here in Sweden.
Thank you.
Thank you for this. It's been a dream come true for me. I've followed you like since I was 14 years old, and I have seen a lot, and and I have really liked it. And it's an honor to have you here in my podcast now.
Thank you, my friend. Anytime.
Yeah. Have a nice life, and I hope we see each other in Fortnite.
Okay. Bye.
Och där bryter vi. Avsnittet med The Real Jenna Jameson är slut här i Guldtands Podcast. Och jag vill påstå att vi är de första i Sverige som presenterar ett seriöst avsnitt med Jenna Jameson, helt enkelt. Att vi pratar med henne. Vi skriver inte om henne, utan vi pratar med henne och intervjuar henne där hon får prata själv till punkt. Och det är en stor, jag ska inte dölja det, jag ska inte gömma det, utan det är något av det största jag gör i min karriär, troligtvis, i Guldtands Podcast. Vi har andra jänkare som vi kanske ska göra intervjuer med. De är minst lika stora. Just den här karriärssteget är ju väldigt stort. Väldigt, väldigt stort. Och jag känner mig fruktansvärt hedrad. Jag har ju nu pratat med Jenna och jag känner att bilden man har fått av henne är äkta. Hon är en snäll person och det är viktigt att belysa det. Jag hoppas som sagt att ni diggade avsnittet. Nästa vecka så ses vi här igen. Och då kör vi något nytt gött i Guldtands Podcast. Och vad det blir, det får vi se under veckan om ni går in och följer @Guldtands Podcast på Instagram. Ha det bäst från Alice Guldtand. Tjena!
Guldtand. Det cash och det flash och det Guldtand. En podcast ni inte kan vara utan. Det cash och det flash och det Guldtand. En podcast ni inte kan vara utan. Guldtand.